All right, so this is Alvin's training tape for feeding at school and daycare. So at each meal, he'll either have one or two purees and a drink and a Pediasure and a large squeeze. Probably initially he'll only have one puree. If he has two, I alternate bites. I do a bite of each puree and then his drink. So today he has spinach, macaroni and cheese, pureed, and his drink of Pediasure and his large squeeze. Alvin's meal times are 20 minutes long. He takes a bite in that rotation for 20 minutes. And he's seated. Ideally, it would be nice if he could be seated in a more of a quiet environment with less distractions. Also seated in something, right now we have him in a car seat with a 5-point harness. A booster seat would also work. And he needs some kind of reinforcement, whether that's toys or right now we have the iPad and we're watching Elmo. So the first thing I'm going to do is pause the iPad and tell Alvin the rules, which is that he's going to take his bites and his drinks until the timer beeps, and I let him start his timer. Again, it's set for 20 minutes. And then I'll get his first bite ready and tell him to take his bite. Good job taking your bite, Alvin. Yay, Alvin. I'm gonna wait for him to initiate a swallow. And then when he does, I will start push and play. And he gets his reinforcement back. Good job. I'm gonna get my next bite ready. Yep, I am. Pause his reinforcement, pause the movie, and tell him to take his bite. Good job taking your bite, Alvin. Wait for a swallow, and then he did what I asked him to do, so we're gonna push play and give him back his reinforcement for taking his bite. So I've done those purees, and now I'm going to do his drink and his large squeeze. Alright, let's take our drink. 1. Good job. 2. 3. Alright, good job drinking, Alvin. So for his drink, I do 3 small sips. He was having a hard time managing a big sip at once, so I do 3 small little squeezes with the Pediasure all in a row. And kind of wait for him to swallow between each one. Now I'm going to go back to my spinach, get my bite ready, pause the reinforcement, and tell him to take his bite. Great job, Alvin, taking your bite. So every time I go to give him a bite, I'm going to tell him the same thing. I'm going to tell him to take his bite, and after he's done, I'm going to tell him good job taking his bite. Get my bite ready, pause my reinforcement, tell him to take his bite. Good job taking your bite, Alvin. Yay! Alvin really loves to clap for himself, don't you, buddy? A couple of things. When I'm doing his bites and his drink, I'm using some facial handling. So I'm using my index finger and my middle finger. Yeah? Yeah? No? To kind of hold his head steady. I'm not really doing anything other than just holding his head steady and making sure it's up when I give him his bite. So again, I'm going to do the drink. I'm going to put one finger under his chin. 1 under his lip. 2, 3. And again, that's just to keep him from turning his head or putting his head down, making sure that head just stays up. Good drinking, Alvin. Swallow. So sometimes he'll get distracted, or depending on the puree, he'll kind of or drink. He'll kind of hold it in his mouth like he is now. Good job, Alvin. So I waited for him to swallow before I gave him the reinforcement back. Take a bite. And again, the packing and the holding food in his mouth usually increases as he gets tired. He hasn't had a nap today, so that's probably part of it. And as he gets full. So I want to make sure he's at least initiated a swallow before I give him back the reinforcement. He doesn't always have it completely cleared, but for the most part it's clear. Take a bite. Good eating, Alvin. Good job. Swallow. And occasionally when he kind of zones out, sometimes he'll need an additional verbal cue just to swallow and finish his bite. You singing? Take your drink. 1, 2. 3. Good job. I know. I used to have it on the table right in front of you, huh? That was my fault. 2. All right. One of the things with the squeeze bottle, if you notice, the straw is a little bit bent. I'll keep down. I'll go back to the squeeze bottle in just a second. Oh, yeah. Take your bite. Good eating. Occasionally we'll get some mess or some residue around his mouth. If it's more than like a pea-size amount, what I'll do is I'll kind of scoop it off and give it back to him and tell him to finish his bite. That's what we call representing. I do the same thing if he spits his bite out, then I represent and tell him to finish his bite. Are they dancing? Take your bite. But if it's just a little amount that because it is just a little messy, I'll just wipe it off and not worry about it. But if it's more than a pea-size amount, usually I'll represent. Alright, so back to the squeeze bottle. If you see the straws bent a little bit, I always keep that pointed down. And I'm kind of aiming the squeeze bottle to the side of his mouth and not straight back. So I'm going to pause it, make sure my straw is pointed down, go towards his cheek. 1. Good job. And do small squeezes. 2. 3. Great drinking, Alvin. Good job.
Yay!
Occasionally, Alvin will get upset and kind of throw a fit when it's time to take a bite. He'll kind of kick or may scream a little bit and do a little head banging. We just kind of ignore it. It usually only lasts about 10 seconds and then he'll take his bite. And take your bite. And while he's doing that, I don't take the spoon away. I just kind of hold it there and continue to tell him to take his bite like every 5 seconds. Again, usually if he does it, it's very short-lived. Good job taking your bite, Alvin. You got some dance moves? Take your bite. Good job. I made a mess in that bite. Good. keeping the squeeze bottle pointed down and kind of going for the side of his mouth. Good job taking your drink, Alvin. And I don't think I've said this before, but I'm providing about 10 to 15 seconds of reinforcement of the video for after every bite. And take your bite. Good job, Alvin. Great job taking your bite. One of the things Alvin was doing more when he first came, he's not doing it as much anymore, is doing what we call nipping on the spoon. So he'd let part of the spoon in his mouth and then try to close his mouth really quickly without letting the whole spoon in. He does this occasionally if he gets tired, but not too much anymore. And take your bite. If he does do it, then and there's still food left on the spoon, then I tell him to just finish his bite. So again, I represent it if he's kind of nipped on it and hasn't taken the whole bite. Oh, so happy to see it. Oh, okay, let's get our head up and take your drink. 1. Good job. 2. 3. Good job, Alvin. Nice job taking your drink. Hi, Dorothy. Good job. No spitting. Let's finish. Good job. So as you can see, that behavior was very purposeful, a little different than a little bit just kind of dribbling out of his mouth. So I'm going to tell him no spitting and then represent. Take it back. Good eating, Alvin. Good job. Finish the other one so we can watch out now. You making tired noises? Alright. Again, I'm going to pause my TV. Tell him to take his bite. Good job taking your bite. Keep swallowing. You can see he's getting a little more tired. We're about a little over halfway through the meal. And he's starting to hold the food in his mouth a little bit more and eat a little bit more cueing. Again, this is at the end of the day too, so he's a little tired. Let's take our drink. 1. 2. And 3. Good job. All right, let's take our foot down. Yeah, our foot needs to go under the table while we're eating. Foot down. Good job, Alvin. Occasionally, Alvin will also have a burp or a gag or sometimes a little coughing spell with some retching. And take your bite. Good job taking your bite. We don't really make a big deal about those, but what I usually do is, just kind of give them some more TV time or something like that to kind of calm down, and we kind of decrease the bite size because sometimes that's an indication that he's feeling a little full. Keep down, Alvin. Good job. Take your bite. Great eating, Alvin. You can see he's kind of just holding that food in his mouth. He's definitely getting a little tired, so I'm going to wait for him There we go. Got a little bit of a swallow to kind of play the movie. Let's finish swallowing. Good job. Good job. Swallow. Good drink. 1, 2, and 3. Good job. Okay, let's take a bite. Good job taking your bite, Alvin. Swallow. Alvin, swallow. Good job. You're sleepy. Again, especially when he starts making his sleepy noises, he kind of packs a little bit too, so he just needs a little bit more cueing to swallow. Take a bite. Good job, Alvin. Nice job taking your bite. Just gonna wait for him to swallow. There we go. And then push play. Feet down. Feet down. And take her drink. 1, 2, and 3. Good drinking. Feet down. No, thank you. Feet down. Hi. Need a hug? Take a bite, and there's a burp. So this is towards the end of the meal, so I kind of expect it. But again, I'm just going to slow down my pace, make my bite size swallow a little bit smaller, and give him a few seconds more time between his bites. All right, finish what's in your mouth. Good job. Let's take our bite. Awesome job, Alvin. Good job taking your bites. You gonna take a nap this afternoon, maybe? You playing a horn? All right, let's take our drinks. 1. Good job, Alvin. 2. And 3. Good drinking, Alvin. Alvin. Think, think, think. Oh! You take a bite. You can do that, can't you? Good job taking your bite, Alvin. Let's finish swallowing. Good job. his eyebrows. Oh, Mr. Noodle, so silly. All right, let's take a bite. Good job. Let's put our glasses on. What does Mr. Noodle? Good listening, Alvin. Put your glasses on. They were on the right way. Yeah. Take a drink. One. Good job. Take your drink. Two. Yeah, let's finish and then we can fix our glasses. Three. Oh, let's take your drink. Good job. So the timer beeps, which means he's all done. If he was still in the middle of taking his bites or his drink, if I had paused the TV and was ready, then I would have continued to present that bite. If he wanted to keep eating after the timer beeped, he could, but as soon as the timer beeps, he no longer has to eat. That's kind of his cue that he can get up and be done. So this concludes our training tape for Alvin's feeding therapy. Eliza, you can go ahead and stop the tape.